Imagine needing every single dollar you earn just to cover groceries and rent. For millions of Canadians, that's not an imagination, it's the reality in 2025 today. We're diving deep into the numbers to show you why Canada has become so unaffordable, and what that means for people across the country. So, why does it feel like no one can afford to live in Canada anymore? It's simple. Everyday costs are skyrocketing, but our incomes just aren't keeping up. Let's look at the facts. According to Statistics Canada, food prices jumped by nearly 10% in 2022 and another 8% in 2023. That's the biggest two-year increase we've seen in decades. Meanwhile, what happened to our paychecks? An RBC report highlights the problem perfectly. While average wages have gone up about 10% since before the pandemic, inflation soared by around 12%. That means, in real terms, our purchasing power has actually gone down. We're working just as hard, but we're effectively getting poorer. This isn't just a feeling, it's a widespread crisis. A recent Ledger survey found that nearly half of all Canadians are living paycheck to. For young adults aged 18 to 34, that number is even higher, at 54%. And what's truly startling is that 1 in 10 Canadians say their paycheck doesn't even cover their basic living costs. The biggest drain on our budgets, housing prices and rent have exploded, pushing the dream of a comfortable home further out of reach for many. So how much do you actually need to survive in different Canadian cities? Let's break it down by comparing three major hubs: Toronto, Calgary, and Halifax. First up, Toronto. It's consistently one of Canada's most expensive cities. By 2025, the average rent for a two-bedroom apartment is around $2,550 a month. Now, consider that the median after-tax household income in Ontario is about $78,600 a year. That means many people in Toronto are spending well over the recommended 30% of their income just on rent, leaving very little for everything else. Now let's head west to Calgary. Here, the picture is a bit different. A similar two-bedroom apartment costs about $1,840 a month. What's more, Alberta's median after-tax income is higher, at around $88,500, so Calgarians generally earn more and pay less for housing. That family income that just barely covers rent in Toronto would leave you with some breathing room in Calgary. Finally, let's go to the East Coast, to Halifax. Rent for a two-bedroom here sits in the middle, at about $2,060. But here's the catch. Nova Scotia's median income is much lower, only around $62,900. This means that even though Halifax is cheaper than Toronto, rent still eats up a huge portion of people's wages, even more than in Calgary. This city-by-city comparison shows the massive gap. Your survival budget in Toronto might need to be $5,000 or $6,000 a month, while in Calgary you might manage on $3,000 or $4,000. It all depends on where you live. This affordability crisis isn't just affecting long-time Canadians, it's also causing some new immigrants to question their future here. Canada has always been seen as a land of opportunity, but for many newcomers, that dream is fading. Official data shows a surprising trend. A record number of permanent residents and even citizens are leaving Canada. In the first half of 2023 alone, about 42,000 people left the country. While that's still less than the number of people who arrived, it's a sharp increase and a worrying sign. Why are they leaving? Overwhelmingly, it's about the cost of living. A 2024 Angus Reid poll found that nearly 40% of immigrants who've been in Canada for less than 10 years are considering moving away, with housing costs being the number one reason. That's 4 out of every 10 recent arrivals already thinking of an exit plan. News stories are filled with personal accounts, like a young refugee in Scarborough working 3 part-time jobs, who spends a third of her income just to rent a single room. After paying for that, she has almost nothing left. These stories are becoming more and more common. The high cost of living, combined with the challenge of finding well-paying jobs, is forcing many to rethink their Canadian dream. So let's recap the hard numbers. Wage growth is falling behind inflation, shrinking our purchasing power. Nearly half of us are living paycheck to. The cost of essentials like food and housing has hit multi-decade highs. And even newcomers, who came here for a better life, are considering leaving because they can't afford to stay. This isn't just a story of economic statistics, it's the lived reality for millions of people, unless something changes either through higher wages or effective policy. Solutions Canada's cost of living crisis is set to continue. That's the clear data-backed picture of where we stand in 2025. Thanks for watching. If you found this information helpful, please like this video and subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into the issues that matter to you. See you next time.